Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. Back with another video for you all. But before we jump into this video, you know we have to take care of our YouTube stuff. So make sure you like if you haven't done so already. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And make sure you leave a comment down at the bottom. I love to interact with you all. And last but not least, let's make sure that we're sharing this content. It's the only way that we're going to continue to push the message forward. All right. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. This video I have entitled Habits. Now you may be wondering, B Father Sin, what are you talking about? Habits. I'm talking about habits. So what was the first thing that came to mind when I said the word habit? For a lot of us, it's negativity, right? A person has a habit of drinking too much alcohol. A person has a habit of smoking. A person has a habit of gambling. A person has a habit of doing drugs. So it's always something negative, right? But I'm here to tell you that everything is a habit. Everything. Like, think about it. You may have a habit of going to this restaurant over and over again. You may have a habit of buying too many candles. You may have a habit of only selecting black furniture. You may have a habit of only reading or watching certain type of movies or only reading certain type of books. Like, everything is a habit if you think about it. So the reason that I bring up habits is because I want to separate good habits from bad habits, okay? Especially for us as fathers, okay? So if the goal for us, which it should be, hence the reason that you're on this channel, Back Father Sentinel, is to be the best father that you can possibly be, then we have to determine habits. What are good habits? Habits that are pushing us towards that goal to be the best father that we can be. And what are bad habits? Habits that are pulling us away from being the best father that we can possibly be, right? So let's take a look at some good habits. I won't spend too much time here because I really want to go into bad habits. Because a lot of us as fathers, we just have these bad habits and we don't realize that it's preventing us from being the best father that we can be. But some of the good habits I named in a previous video already called Be More, right? So one of a good habit can be going to the gym, right? Wealth is directly connected to health, right? I haven't seen too many wealthy people on their way to getting wealth that was unhealthy, right? Now, after they got their wealth, whatever they did after that, like I don't know. Like sometimes you can just lose yourself once you get to that wealthy status. Another healthy habit could possibly be reading books, expanding our brain, right? Expanding our mind, so we're able to have these more intellectual conversations with our children. A lot of times with these conflicts that happen in society, a lot of them could be alleviated if we simply just knew how to talk to each other, simply have a conversation. Okay, so we got health, we got reading books, meditation. I haven't talked about that one a lot, but that is a great healthy habit to have. Reason being is it helps you to calm down. It helps you to alleviate stress. It helps you to not worry about things, right? When you meditate, or me personally, when I meditate, I like all my worries in the world just like they escape me. They leave me. I'm just happy to be alive at that moment, right? I'm present in the moment. I'm meditating. I'm just thanking, whatever you call it, the higher up, the God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm just thanking and I'm grateful to just be alive at that moment. I don't care if it's rain, sleet, hail, or snow. I woke up today. Like I got all my faculties. I can talk. I can think. I can smile. I can see, right? I can hear. I'm just grateful. So meditation is another healthy habit that you can possibly have. Now let's jump over to bad habits, right? So if healthy habits are things that's pushing us or helping us to get towards our goal of being the best father that we can be, bad habits are habits that we have that's pulling us from our goal of being the best father that we can be, aka distractions, right? So let's talk about a few of them. Now, I did a poll. It was a group of guys that I know. They are fathers. Some are young, some are old, some are middle aged, whatever the case may be. I did a poll. I said, what's holding you back from being the best possible father that you can possibly be? Like, what habits are you doing that you can consciously say that, okay, I'm partaking in this habit and this may be a bad habit because this is preventing me from being the best father that I can possibly be? And you are going to be surprised at some of these responses, okay? I laugh at some of them, I kid you not. All right, so let's go down the line. It's probably like 5 of them, right? And so we'll go into a little bit of detail about each one. So number one of the fathers chimed in. He said, a habit of mine I don't know if it's good or bad, but I feel like it's bad because it's preventing me from being the best father that I can actually be, is working. I was like, wow. Now I understand we have to work, right? We have to provide. We have to keep a roof over the head, food on the table, clothes on the back. So I totally understand that. So working for me, like I get it, but there is a different way, fathers. There's definitely a different way. And so I talk about it again in the video. I know I'm shooting out a lot of just props towards that video, but it's called Be More, right? And so one of the ways that we can kind of take away from that habit of working is to create our own business. Now, be 5%. Like, what are you talking about? Create your own business. I was taught to do a 9 to 5. What is this old entrepreneur talk? I get it. I was taught to do the 9 to 5 as well, man. But for me, I had to create a business on the side in order to buy my time back. That's the only way that I'm gonna be the best father that I can possibly be. Again, for me, I have to be the type of father that I'm engaged in everything: sports events, parent-teacher conference, uh, play dates, whatever the case may be. I want to be involved. So I need to have that time as well as resources on my hand to be able to be there for all these different functions. So entrepreneur, like I can show you how to set up your business. I can show you how I set up mine. Now, in the forefront of you setting up your business, or initially when you set up your business, obviously you're going to have to do a lot of the legwork on your own. We understand that. But eventually you can get to the point to where you hire more people to do the jobs that you don't quite necessarily have to do, right? Once you get your business to a certain level, and I can help you with that. Reach out to me, bfathercent@gmail.com, and we can kind of like have a one-on-one consultation, and we can figure out how to put your business together, right? But I recommend that to all fathers. Start your own business. So working was one of the bad habits that this father said that he had, even though quite naturally that's not a bad habit. But I think in order for us to get to this highest level, or the higher level of being the best fathers, you got to start your own business, hands down. Another one, like I have to laugh at this one, and this had to be a young father, but I totally get it. He said video games is preventing him, or is a bad habit that he has, that's preventing him to being the best father that he can possibly be. Totally understand it, right? And some of y'all that's looking down on him don't, because y'all remember when that Call of Duty game first came out, we spent like 8 hours on that game. Like I was one of them. Like, so I'm not even mad at the guy, but I do have to give you a self check right now, my brother. Like, yo, you got to stop playing the video games. If you have children right now and they're of the age in which they can play video games, and you're playing a video game more than your children, like you out of order, B. Like, you know that. So hands down, you got to stop that. That one's easy to take care of. Stop playing the video games. And I get it. Some of these video games, like they are a bad habit to the point to they are an addiction. And I get it. I've been there before. But you just got to put the game down, man. It's not leading you to the goal that you want to have, which is to be the best father, or it's preventing you from making the money, right? Starting your own business. Like, put the game down. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I don't even have time for it. I'm not going to entertain that. Put the game down. But I love the way that he felt comfortable enough to express that to us in this group, that, yo, that's a bad habit of mine, playing video games. I love it. Another one was stress. This one is huge in our community, fathers. Like, stress is a habit. Like, stressing about things is a habit that most people have. Now, I mentioned before, meditation helps to relieve stress, but let me just expound on it a little bit more. Like, it dramatically, like, it's better than medication. Meditation is better than medication as it relates to stress. Did you hear me? Meditation is better than medication as it relates to stress. It helps you to calm down. Like, after you meditate, you don't have a worry in the world, because it just don't matter. Either you're going to be able to take care of it or you're not, right? There's no reason to stress out or worry about it. Like, I don't stress or worry about anything. I declare a thing, and then after that, it's just like, so be it, right? Either I'm going to be able to handle it or I can't. But I know that it's in my best interest to go forward in terms of trying to handle it. So I'm going to figure it out along the way. Like, I can't wait and sit back for something to happen. So, for example, if I don't got enough food to feed my family, like, I can't just sit there and wait for food to happen. I got to get out there. Now, I'm not going to rob, cheat, lie, or steal to get it. But along the way of trying to find some money, things are going to come about. Proper people are going to come into my life. Different circumstances are going to transpire. Like, it all works out once you start moving towards the goal. So if the goal is to get money, to get food on the table, once you start moving towards that goal, the resources, the people, the environment, everything is going to start to add up. Trust me on this one. So stress, I totally get it, but we can alleviate that through meditation. All right. Lack of money, that's another habit. Like being broke is a habit. Being broke is a habit. I hear people so often always talk about, man, I'm broke. Man, I'm broke. I don't got it. I can't even stand it till next week pay. Like, it's power in words. Like, you constantly saying that over and over, you're gonna continue to be broke. Like, that's a bad habit. Cut that out. Stop saying that you broke. Say I'm abundant. Say I always have it. Say money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Start saying these things. Like, it's power in our words. Like, words is what helps us to develop faith. Like, you can't continue to say I'm broke all the time and expect to have this money, right? Like, cut it out. All right. I do another. That's a separate video because I can go into elaborate detail about the power of words. And matter of fact, I'm definitely going to do that. So tune in. I follow up with that video. And last but not least, this one kind of hit home because I've been this father before. Clubbing and being out. All right, so this is the bad habit that the father had that said that is preventing him from being the father that he wants to be. Clubbing and going out, hanging out, right? It don't necessarily even have to be clubbing. It can be hanging out with your cousins too much and knowing that you have responsibilities at the house, right? Knowing that you can take that time that you clubbing or hanging out or kicking it with your friends or whatnot, you can be spending that time with your kid. So, but I totally understand that. I've been there before, right? We all want to release some steam and we had a long week at work. We want to kick it. We want to party. But I'm going to tell you like this, Father. Once you have a child and once they get to that age where it's time for you to interact with them and they're like at that personable age, right around about 3 to about all the way up, right? So now they can talk back to you. They can engage with you. You can like pour into their mouth. You can give them the morals, the values, and the beliefs that you were raised with, right? Um, it's time to let all that go. Like, you just got to let it go. I know that sounds just like weird. Like, man, I need some time for myself. You'll be able to find some time for yourself while hanging out with your child. And I'm telling you, this is one of those experiences that, we don't want to take for granted. Like, we always think that our next breath is guaranteed to us or the next day is guaranteed to us. It's not, man. Like, maximize the moment and the time that we have now with your children. Like, pay attention, be in tune, be there, be active. I'm telling y'all right now, just get after it, man. All right. So I just wanted to just quickly put this video out there. Habits, all right? The difference between good and bad habits. Good habits are those habits that's pushing you towards your goal of being the best father that you can possibly be. Bad habits, or AKA distractions, are habits that's pulling you away from being the best father that you can be. Come on, fathers. Like, even if you have to replace some of the bad habits that you have with good habits, that's a good thing, right? Just replace the bad habits with good habits. You're still going to have habits, right? So I'm not saying habits are good or bad. But in this instance, habits are good or bad, but we want to lean more towards the good habits. Does that make sense? All right, walk with me, y'all. Black Father Sentinel. Fathers, you are great fathers. Continue to do what you do. Stand up. Salute.